Right here, where this is located.
I'll be darned.
One, two, three, four, let's go.
It's Heartbeat
It's a fabulous show.
Alaska.
Hi, Heartbeat Alaska.
It's Heartbeat Alaska.
Pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hear it from Sitka to Barrow. Gather around for Jeanie's show. It's the Aleut, the Indian, and the Eskimo. It's the Aleut, the Indian, and the Eskimo.
Welcome one, welcome all.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Heartbeat Alaska Native News. I'm Jeanie Greene. Thank you so much for joining us. Today, we travel to Southeast Alaska to the village of Kake. Once again, they'll be holding their training session, their 9th annual actual training session for the Kake Circle Peacemaking. It's a justice system that involves the whole village. I'll be back with Kake, Alaska right after this.
Heartbeat Alaska is brought to you in part by Brown's Electric Lighting Gallery. Thank you, Brown's Electric, for your generous support of Heartbeat Alaska. Heartbeat Alaska is made possible by Kupik Carlisle Transportation, your full-service transportation and logistics company.
Heartbeat Alaska is also brought to you by Frontier Flying Service. Thank you, Frontier, for getting Heartbeat Alaska airborne.
Villages from far away as Kotzebue, Alaska, to Interior, to Sandpoint is taking part in this year's session. Let's take a look now at a past Circle Peacemaking session from Kake, Alaska. The village of Kake, Alaska sits on the edge of Kupernoff Island, about 100 miles southwest of Juneau. In 1904, the Tlinkits in this community were the first Alaskan natives to secure citizenship in the United States. Today, Kake is leading the way for Alaska natives once again. This time, it's with healing circles and circle justice.
Since time immemorial, we sat in a circle. It's no one tribal nation's way, whether you're Lakota, whether you're Argentine, whether you're Katuan. We all had to sit around that one fire at one time or another. We all shared our food with visitors when they came amongst us. We had to gather that strength, and it just so happens we use this format.
Kake's renewed use of circle peacemaking was forged out of troubled times. Town Magistrate Mike Jackson recalls these turbulent times.
Our life as an Indigenous group has been very stormy in trying to get used to this alcohol. But it's not us. It takes our spirit away. In the U.S., everywhere, if you overindulge in it, it takes you away. You never are the same again until the healing process starts. Because back in 60s, 70s, 80s, and parts of early 90s, Kake was on the top of a pyramid of suicides. 1989, we had to look upon ourselves in a mirror that the Alaska Daily News wrote, called People in PHILL. In this very room, this whole place was full of Kake people talking about that article. After that, we had consultant after consultant coming in. Even Alkali Lake came here to show us what they did, starting from one child to the mother to the whole village, and started a movement of sobriety. From that, we had to deal with youth, to guide them and counsel them in a way that said suicide wasn't a way out, where there was a loss of hopes and dreams. We had to address it ourselves after those consultants left us, because they couldn't stay here. We couldn't pay them enough to sober us up or to get us on the right road. We had to say that was enough. I work for the court system, and I can sentence people very easily because, one, I put on my black robe. I have to interpret the big blue books just like they are printed by the legislature. I have to follow the court rules, the court conduct, and the codes of judiciary responsibility. But here in our community, we start seeing a repeat of the same people. How can we start working on that healing? We look at it as it's a challenge to us. It's a responsibility of ours, not just a family or not just a person that happens to be dependent upon something that we might not understand, but all we can do is try to share with them to bring back their soul back to themselves so they can be part of the community again. It's not saying that the court system is failing. It's saying that we know of another way that we can work with them in a good way, to share the responsibility, to take autonomy back to our own village, our self-determination, our responsibility as community. One of the strongest things we found, and some of the people that were here for our potluck last night, was our culture. To take pride in who we are. You see this native pride hats that are kind of all over the place now. Taking pride and looking at our strengths and how we might be able to help ourselves heal.
They looked back at their culture and the old ways of doing things and found a useful tool to help aid them in their struggle to heal the community. They found the circle.
Circles are universal, right? So, to ask me where circles came from is, to ask me to describe how the universe began. Well, there was a big bang, The circle, I think that, as far as I can recall, is that the circle really was born out of desperation. that the system that what we call the formal system, failed us, and still is failing us. And so out of desperation to really take care of our people and to build relationship and strengthen, we started to embrace a way that has been in our people for thousands of years.
Brothers Phillip and Harold Gatensby of Carcross, Canada, tell us how the modern healing circle got started.
If you look back historically, you can find that all people on earth at one time lived a tribal life, and they used the circle for governance and for counsel and for justice issues, to work out problems in the community, where people were inclusive. And I think that's the biggest thing now when we look at communities, is that instead of excluding resources, the local people in the community, what a circle does is draw people into it. And everybody has something in the community these days. If we could only get to it, everybody has something good to give. How do we do that? How do we get to those people that are a storehouse of rich resources, but they never have opportunity to share it? Well, when you sit down in a circle, people do have an opportunity to share. So it's really, I think the circle, the origins of it, I mean, we see it around us everywhere, but the utilization of it now today is to start to rebuild our communities and help our people get their feet back on the ground using an ancient process that works, at least in my opinion, much more meaningfully than anything else I can see in existence today.
Phillip and Harold recently visited Kake, where the village was holding a workshop designed to educate others on the positive benefits of circle healing in the community.
Today we are having our 6th annual Circle Peacemaking Workshop in Kake here. And we started this with the help of Harold Gatensby and Mark Wedge from Carcross. I heard in 1998, them present to the Alaska court system about circle peacemaking. To me, all the stuff that I learned from my father and my grandfather came back to me.
I come to Kake, this is about maybe the 3rd or 4th time, to help people here with the circle process. Circle process is about us rediscovering who we are together, rediscovering the values of our ancestors and starting to live them again. And it's an honor for me to come here, because these people have taken it quite serious and they're doing incredible stuff with this cultural values revival, if you like.
Phillip and Harold brought with them their knowledge and many years of experience with talking circles.
I want to share with you a vision that I was given some time ago. I was going into a ceremony, and I heard this bird sing, and it was the most beautiful sound that I ever heard. And I looked in the trees around me, and I thought, you know, what made that beautiful sound? And there was a bird that we have called a north wind bird. And I looked up and I saw this north wind bird, and I thought, it can't be that bird. It's got to be something else. It's got to be some new bird. But again, that bird sang its song. And when I heard that song, and I looked up and noticed that it was that bird, the bird spoke to me and said, listen to my song. The bird said, isn't it beautiful? And I thought to myself, yes, truly it's beautiful. And it said to me, but I don't sing the song for you. I don't sing it for you people. I sing it because that's what the Creator gave to me. That's my gift. And it said to me, you all, you people, you have a gift, a song as well, but you keep it in your heart. You keep it hidden like a treasure that you don't want anybody to see. And that bird said to me, "Time to sing your song now."
Besides being funny, they tell some really good stories, very poignant. They speak from the heart, and they accept all of us, and that's nice. I'm a white man in a foreign place, more or less, and they've accepted me, and it's really great. It's a nice feeling of camaraderie.
Well, we've done this circle work with people from every walk of life. We've done it with Supreme Court judges, right? All a room full of judges that sat and done this work. Circle work. We've done it with, poor, inner city African people, right? From right straight from Somalia and that, right? Do this. Harold's worked with Hmong people, the Vietnamese, right? People that come are tribal or like us, clan people. We sat in circle with them. We've worked with, sort of the most fundamental of religious people. We've like, this fits everybody, right? Nobody's out of this. Nobody, right, is excluded from circle.
There's a path that we need to, if we want to get healthier as a community. There's a trail to follow. And that's what my brother and I were saying. We're clearing a trail, right? Or that's what we're all doing. We're trying to clear this trail that our ancestors were very familiar with. Where do you start? How we're going to get there? What do you have to do? Like this, because we want to see our communities healthier.
They're interesting, very interesting. When they talk about their life, you wouldn't expect, that they've gone through so much and then all of a sudden changed their life and decided to try and help people, restore them and back into their communities. They're very interesting people.
Someone said to me one time, we were talking about, building a healthy community, and this woman said to me, she said, "Phil, it's like growing a garden." She said, you just want to get the weeds out of the way, right? And I said, but God grows weeds too, right? And I said, what's really strange, in kind of a way, is the things that we call weeds are oftentimes the most powerful of medicines. The circle is about being human. The circle, is not learning something new, but it's returning to something that we are.
What a human being needs to...
We said in the beginning, Mike said in the beginning about the universe, everything is round. That's true. The universe works in circle, and we knew that. We always knew that. We looked around. As we look around outside of us, we can see it, clear as a bell. And so we're returning to that way. We're not inventing it, We're not going to teach you something. We're going to activate your memory. We're going to help you, or at least try our best to create a place where you can remember this way. And it'll come alive inside of us. And then we will take it out from here. Instead of then doing circle, like I said yesterday, then we'll become circle.
But what is circle? How does circle peacemaking work?
I guess what defines a circle is really the ability for the participants to become human, to put away their titles and their labels, and to open up to one another.
Because it can be as simple as sitting down, with 3 or more people and start to talk about some serious issues in the community that need to be dealt with.
It's really creating a space for people to come together. I think we have the ability to deal with our own issues, to create our own wellness, and our healing, but we need the opportunity, we need the chance to do that.
I say myself, keep it simple. It's a very simple thing. It's not complicated. You don't have to go to university. I certify people now. I've elevated myself to that place, and I say if you want to be certified to participate in a circle, you got a heartbeat and you're breathing, I certify you. Get out there and do it. Don't let anybody tell you different either.
Things to keep in mind is just come with an open heart. Come and talk from the heart. That's all it's about, is talking from the heart. And the Creator guides the rest. Come with an open mind and an open heart.
Justin McDonald has been involved with the youth of Kake for many years and has participated in over 80 peacemaking circles.
We're part of the circle. We don't control it. Things to watch out for is coming with negative intentions, bad intentions, or talking down to somebody in there. This is all about encouragement and support And that's where the miracles have happened with the people, the ones who have been in there, is through the compassion of others. I've seen miracles happen in the circle, whether it's with the adults or with the youth. People are changing because of compassion. People come in with open hearts and open minds to share and support someone. I've never seen how that can move. I've never seen compassion move people like it has been in the circle.
If somebody is mean to you, just say thank you and walk away.
About 30 people from all over Alaska attended the workshop to learn from the Gatensbys. They came to learn from Kake's example with the hope of taking that knowledge and applying it in their own communities.
I'm here for training. I run circles for ANJC, Alaska Native Justice Center, and I came here to learn how to do it the proper way, to learn from the professionals, more or less, because there's a lot of holes in how I do it, and I wanted to learn the right way to do it.
Phil Carella is hoping to use what he learns and apply it to his juvenile justice counseling back in Anchorage.
The first thing I got was a real feeling of closeness that I couldn't seem to capture. I couldn't seem to capture up in Anchorage, but I can see or feel how it's supposed to work here. So we run the show pretty much the same way. The big thing was the feeling, and I watched the trust that was developed almost as an aside, but it really wasn't. And it's something I'm going to have to strive for and to develop. The ease with which the circle worked here is there was no effort to it. And I say no effort. There was no apparent effort to it. And it was not strained, and that's what I'm going to have to work on.
In Sandpoint, we're trying to establish healing circles, trying to get more people involved. We've had some presenters go there, but we haven't had that much input, so I'm trying to learn as much as I can so I could introduce it better into the community, try and get more people to see it in a good way.
Dana Osterback is from Sandpoint. She attended the workshop with the goal of sharing the information back home.
Because there's, lots of problems in Sandpoint just like in any other place, and going through the district court and sending them to jail or wherever hasn't always seemed to be the solution to everything. So I'm gonna try something new, see if it will work in our community, get the community more involved with the youth that do get in trouble, or the adults that get in trouble. Have them have a more say in what happens to them.
So, do the residents of Kake have any advice for those thinking of starting a healing circle in their community?
So all I would say is just come with an open heart, open mind, and the Creator will guide the rest. Doesn't matter what kind of circle it is. All you just have to have faith. Just have to have faith that circle's there's gonna be a positive outcome. And know that by coming to the circle and supporting, that it's gonna help you, yourself, the person coming for support, not only the offender or the victim of whatever the situation is. If you come with an open heart, you're gonna leave with much more, just a real blessing. The circle is very powerful, and I hope everyone will take on the circle and adapt it to themselves to help their people, because that's what this is all about, building a relationship. Coming from the heart, showing compassion, loving the people, giving of ourselves to the people. That's how I see the Creator design things, was for us to give. And in return, we're blessed in so many different ways. So good luck.
We're going to get healthy as a people for the future generations. We got to do it today, and it's not going to be anybody else but us. We're the ones. So I encourage people, get out there and make a difference. If you lived a rough life like I did, then you got the education. You got it already. You know what to do. Go do it.
Training for your village is available. Just call the Organized Village of Kake, Mike Jackson or Justin McDonald. Thank you everyone for joining me for Heartbeat Alaska. God bless every one of you. We'll see you again next week.